A female CIA trainee who came forward about being sexually assaulted at the spy agency's headquarters in 2022 has now been terminated after the woman pressed charges on her assailant, who was later found guilty of the assault. Dozens of other women in the CIA shared their own complaints of sexual misconduct at the agency, getting the attention of Congress. The House Intelligence Committee has since been hearing testimony from alleged victims of sexual assault at the CIA. This CIA trainee's termination comes less than 6 months after she filed a federal civil rights lawsuit alleging the spy agency retaliated against her for reporting what happened. She claims the CIA intervened on behalf of her attacker during the trial surrounding her assault. Joining us now is attorney Kevin Carroll, who is representing this now former trainee. Kevin, thanks for taking the time tonight.
Thanks for having me on, Natasha.
Kevin, according to you, your client failed a training program for the CIA. She was given 90 days to find another job within the agency or be terminated, and she was dismissed when she couldn't find another position. Does that have to do with her qualifications, her performance, or do you believe that that is connected to something bigger?
Natasha, I think it was absolutely pretextual and done in retaliation for her speaking to law enforcement, Congress, and inspectors general about her sex assault. The purported reason for failing her out of the training program was poor writing. She had a 3.97 GPA in a graduate program at Georgetown, worked for a distinguished consulting firm, and I've corresponded with her for over a year. She's an excellent writer, so it was clearly pretextual. It's a continued pattern of retaliation against her for making protected communications, which she's legally entitled to make as a sex assault victim.
What message do you feel this sends to other women in the CIA?
The message that it sends is don't come forward, it will crush you. That you have to tolerate the most vile kind of abuse from coworkers and supervisors, and that if you attempt to exercise your rights, will chase you out of this organization. It's illegal, it's immoral, it's inimical to the values of an organization that's supposed to be dedicated towards truth. And it's bad for our national security because it chases away the talented women that we need out there collecting and analyzing intelligence for the United States.
Are you briefly able to share with us what happened to her and how it's affected her since?
Absolutely. She had a colleague who sent her a series of disgusting workplace instant messages, really revolting stuff that I can't repeat, and then eventually sneaked up behind her in a stairwell, looped a scarf around her neck, choked her, tried to kiss her, and said lewd things to her. She immediately reported it, whereupon the CIA told her that she shouldn't speak to law enforcement. They ordered her that if she did, she had to make false material statements to law enforcement, which is a crime to ask someone to do that, and it's a crime to make those statements. And then they retaliated against her when she pursued her criminal complaint, including by illegally leaking her workplace communications to her assailant's defense counsel, so that he could try to make her look promiscuous or on the stand under cross-examination, which is just, again, completely wrong and more to the point, immoral. Here it violated the Privacy Act, and because it was done to try to keep her from testifying at a criminal trial, it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act as well. And in addition to the civil lawsuit that we filed, I think the Justice Department should look criminal into what was done here as a conspiracy against rights and witness intimidation.
Kevin, with the time we have, I know you notified House Intelligence Committee staff this past week about what happened to your client, pointing out she is a whistleblower, calling this clear retaliation. And since then, CIA spokesperson Tammy Thorpe has called your statement factually inaccurate, saying that the CIA, quote, does not tolerate sexual assault, sexual harassment, or whistleblower retaliation. What is your response tonight to Tammy Thorpe?
She's completely wrong. It's a fact that she's a whistleblower. It's a fact that she was terminated. And my reasonable legal conclusion, because the spurious reasons that were given for her termination, is that it's whistleblower retaliation. And as Ms. Thorpe knows, she's actually named in the complaint as being involved in the retaliation against our client. She called down to her when she was in training and said that the Associated Press was about to print her name, which was completely false, and she knew it was false. So she's the one that has factual issues here.
Okay. Kevin Carroll, I appreciate the time again tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.